So today, my topic is going to be reasons for hope, why in an age of confusion many young people are turning to God. So I think that society today is one that is sinful and misleading. It's a confusing and difficult one to traverse, and that's why God is the single most important thing for young people, and anyone for that matter. When you have a culture like today that is all about putting yourself first, it ultimately makes us miserable and longing for a deeper purpose. This is where God comes into play. He helps us find what the meaning of life is about and what our duty is here on earth. He presents us with a mission for each of us on what we are to accomplish here in order to get ourselves and others to heaven. But why should young people turn to God? What are the reasons behind this? And what can God ultimately provide for them in their lives? Well, I have a few reasons I theorize on why the world has fallen into such despair and hopelessness, and why it is more important now than ever to have faith in God and to be a kind and loving person. Despair and hopelessness has thrived today because it is a trend to believe doing whatever it takes to please oneself is the ultimate goal of happiness. It is now thought that you should do everything for yourself first. Do what makes you happy, despite what the side effects are and what that does to the people around you. People think they are more free than they have ever been in society to do whatever they want, and they confuse freedom with degeneracy. Being free to, do drugs, watch pornography, be addicted to TV, video games, all those things, they do not make you free. Instead, they make you a slave to those things. We as a society are more addicted than ever to screens and distractions. I see it as a reason to turn off your brain in trying to forget about the bigger questions in life and the thought of death. Without a clear path in life and without a defined purpose, people are forced to make a purpose for themselves. This is why we see young people following government leaders and other institutions far heavier and entrusting them a lot more. Everything has become a religion to those that want it to be, because everybody needs to fill the void in their souls to find some meaning. We know that these institutions ultimately cannot be trusted 100% because man is fallen and destined to sin and be imperfect. Placing faith in humans is never foolproof because we are all sinners. Another reason for confusion for young people is the recent trend of transgenderism and the evil of lies it spews. Young people are already as lost as it is, and having people say that not even their sex is a constant in their life can be mind-bendingly destructive. Again, this is a lie based on thinking that doing whatever you want to do to please yourself will ultimately lead to destruction. The suicide rate in the world has also been an area of concern as well. On the website for the National Institute of Mental Health, it cited the CDC, and some of the statistics here were that suicide was the 10th leading cause of death of overall in the United States, claiming the lives of over 47,500 people, and this is in the year 2019. Suicide was the second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 and 34, and the fourth leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 35 and 44. There are nearly 2.5 times as many suicides, 47,511, in the United States as there were homicides, 19,141. And in 2019, the suicide rate among males was 3.7 times higher, 22.4 per 100,000, than among females, 6 per 100,000. I think that the high suicide rates in today's society, especially among men, are because there's no hope in many of these men's eyes. It seems like life to them is working for 40 years and then dying, and there's nothing at the end. It seems like a dead end with miserable jobs everywhere. The marriage rate is also down significantly as well. Men and women are getting married later, and the family size is shrinking. We're actually having a shrinking population problem now in America. We can see why many young people are now turning to the hand of God in order to seek a good and fruitful life. It fills their hearts with hope and gives them peace and serenity, and a guarantee there will be life after death. They realize there's a greater plan for them in the long run, that God opens up an avenue in their life that they could not see before and provides them with their vocation. That life is not all about amusing oneself, and that the old saying, the only thing to do in hell is search for amusement, really stands true today in today's world. That living for self-pleasure is no life at all. I think that all of us can be confused at times, and there are good ways to keep God's love in your heart and try to live out your Catholic duty in the best way possible. The good thing about modern technology is that it is easy for us Catholics to access resources about our faith. Many YouTubers and bloggers can help us find joy in our lives and provide an example on how to think and act more Christianly. One example of this would be Father Mark Gorin. He is a great resource, especially for the younger people, as he has a cool, easy to digest, short and informative video format. He also loves the outdoors and vlogs with his camera and speaks about his conversations with God and the faith. He is very active and even skateboards. In one of his more recent videos, he discussed how we need God as our guiding light to the right direction. He explained it as being the light shown in the distance to guide us to our destination. But God cannot be a spotlight that shines directly where we want it, but instead where he wants us to go. Part of it requires work on our part, using God's guidance to get us to our final destination, heaven. He also advises Catholics to read Scripture often and not rely on ourselves to get where we need to be. Another good way to increase your faith and live a better life is to have a daily examination of consciousness. Think at the end of the day about all the ways you served God and what you did to improve the lives of others. Also think about what shortcomings you made during the day and what you can do next time to improve upon them and prevent them from coming up again. Pray the Rosary for guidance, reflecting on the mysteries of the Rosary, and praying for Mary's intercession can help keep us focused. Confession once a month is also a great way to keep your soul in a state of grace and to keep a healthy and moral conscience. So as you can see, today's youth face many challenges that other generations did not have to face. It is a cruel, evil world at times, but having God as a compass to guide you through the treacherous journey has appealed to many young people. Finding out that life is more than money and self-satisfaction can help open up many new avenues, and I'm glad to see young people in the church fighting for future generations. I'll leave with a quote from St. Francis de Sales. Do not look forward to what may happen tomorrow. The same everlasting Father who cares for you today will take care of you tomorrow and every day. Either he will shield you from suffering or he will give you unfailing strength to bear it. Be at peace then, put aside all anxious thoughts and imaginations, and say continually, the Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart has trusted in him, and I am helped. He is not only with me, but in me and I in him.